ever since Liz Truss made the announcement, we've already seen protests resuming here at this site in Lancashire. Now, we've also heard from Business and Energy Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg, and he said Britain needs to explore all avenues available to us through solar, wind, oil and gas production. So it's right that we've lifted the pause to realise any potential sources of domestic gas. Now, shale gas is a potentially viable alternative source of energy, but the reason it's so controversial is because it increases seismic activity and it can also potentially release millions of tonnes worth of methane gas into the atmosphere, which can potentially be harmful. Now, back in 2016, Quadrilla, the company who owned the site here behind me, they were given permission to open the site. 2 years later, they opened the first 2 horizontal shale gas wells here in the UK. But just 1 year later, they were forced to close the site down in 2019 after a series of seismic tremors felt in the local area. Now, the largest of those was a 2.9 on the Richter scale, which is still deemed to be relatively minor, but people in the local area did report feeling the tremors. Some people said they could feel their houses shaking. People reported pictures falling off the walls, and as a result, people here in Lancashire are determined that fracking cannot continue. They say it's a dangerous thing, and no matter what, they're not going to let it happen in their backyards.
This is the issue. And I do know that some people, certainly within the Blackpool area, are quite keen on this, Sophie, in that, you know, it's going to bring employment, it's going to improve the local economy, it will have its benefits. Do we know how the two sides balance out in that area?
Well, of course, Stephen, there's always two sides to every story, and you're right, some people do believe that it will create jobs and bring a lot of money into the local economy. All of the most recent polls I've seen, though, do lean towards the people of Lancashire saying they don't want fracking to happen. So for right now, I would say that the balance is more towards against it. But as you say, there are, of course, two sides to every story, and people will always support both sides.